Welcome to English Lessons with Dr. Vinamrata.
Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to critically appreciate one of the poems written by Alfred Lord Tennyson, which is titled Now Sleeps the Crimson Petal. It is one of the extracts or one of the poetries taken from the larger poem series which is titled From the Princess. Now, before moving on to the poetry, let's have a brief look about the poet. About the poet. Alfred Lord Tennyson, 6th of August 1809 to 6th of October 1892. He was a British Victorian poet who also tried his hands at drama, but his plays enjoyed little success. He was the poet laureate during much of Queen Victoria's reign, one of the most popular British poets, and Tennyson was also awarded the Chancellor's Gold Medal at Cambridge for his poem Timbuktu. In 1830, he published his first collection of poems, which also included poetries like Caribal and Mariana. Tennyson's poetry had the unique attributes of medievalism and powerful visual imagery, which was a major influence on the pre Raphaelite Brotherhood. Tennyson penning short lyrics like Break, 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 The Charge of the Light Brigade, Tears, Idle Tears, and Crossing the Bar. He also wrote some notable blank verse, including Idyls of the King, Ulysses, and Tithonus, which was based on classical and mythological themes. In Memoriam, AHH is the masterpiece of Tennyson, and it was written to commemorate his friend Arthur Hallam. Arthur Hallam, who was a fellow poet and a student at Trinity College, Cambridge. After the death of Arthur Hallam, because he died of a stroke at the age of 22, Tennyson was devastated and he dedicates many of his poetries to Arthur Hallam. So, coming to this particular poem, Now Sleeps the Crimson Petal. It is an extract from the much longer poem by Tennyson, which is called The Princess. The Princess poems are series of poems read by a princess for the recovering prince who is recovering from his wounds. He has been bruised in some war or other thing. So he is recovering, and in the meanwhile he is being read by the princess. Now this particular poem is a sonnet variant and it was first published in 1847 in The Princess, a medley. It is a romantic and even erotic love poem using references to nature and mythology. On one level, with its references to petals, fireflies, peacocks, and lakes, the poem conforms to the 19th century idea of beautiful poetry. Because you see, the poet is invoking the nature, he is comparing the beauty of the nature with the love between the lover and the beloved. But on the other level, the poem is about awakening desires and consummation. It talks about the coming together of the two lovers. The poem brings out a vivid description of the beautiful sleepy night. All creatures and humans around are in a swoon, they are all sleeping. The princess gives the analogy of the night and its creatures and feels that just like the creatures who are in slumber, who are sleeping in the night, in the same way she also wants to get embraced in the love swoon of the beloved. Now, structure of the poem. We have already said that it is a sonnet variant. So, basically, it is not modeled upon the Italian or the Petrarchan sonnet, nor on the model of the Shakespearean sonnet or English sonnet, but it is a very different form because you see, in sonnet form, generally rhyme scheme is fixed, but here there is no fixed rhyme scheme. Although it is written in 14 lines but follows no model when it comes to stanza pattern of the sonnet. first and last stanzas are quatrains, 4 lines, and the 3 stanzas in between are written in couplets, 2 lines. And there is no fixed rhyme scheme, it is written in blank verse. So, this is a bit different from the normal sonnets because it has got no fixed rhyme scheme, it is written in blank verse. And although it is in iambic pentameter, but yes, rhyme scheme is missing. Now we move to the full poetry. Now sleeps the crimson petal, now the white, nor waves a cypress in the palace walk, nor winks the goldfin in the porphyry font. The firefly wakens, waken thou with me. So here the lover is saying to the beloved that it's night time and everyone is asleep. The crimson colored petals and the white petals, both, be it red or be it white colored flowers, all are asleep now. It's night time, they all are drooping down. Nor the waves are there in the cypress in the palace walk. So palace walk means he's talking about the garden which is just near the palace. It is the garden of the palace, and he gives the description of the garden where the flowers are sleeping, where the cypresses are sleeping, where the gold fin, he nor winks the gold fin means goldfishes, their fins are of gold color, they are also not winking. Why? Because they are also asleep. The fishes are also asleep in the fountain of the palace. And the fountain, he says, porphyry font means the fountain is made up of a stone, a kind of stone which is one of the indigenous rocks, and here it is the particular name of that rock which has been used to build up that fountain is used, that is porphyry font. Now, because it is night, all the other creatures are sleeping, those who are day creatures, but the nocturnal creatures are awake. So the firefly can be seen because it is at the night time when the firefly is well evident, it can be spotted. So the firefly has woken up, and you also wake up with me. The same desire which is kindled in my heart at this night, at this darkness, the same desire should arouse in the beloved. Now droops the milk white peacock like a ghost, and like a ghost she shimmers onto me. Now lies the earth all dinate to the stars, and all thy heart lies open unto me. So he's saying that even the peacock is sleeping. Peacock is looking like a ghost because it is the white peacock, it is milk colored peacock in the palace's garden, and it is glimmering in the night. It is, the white color is very easily spotted against the darkness of the sky. So the white peacock can be seen as looking like a ghost which is asleep in the night. And then when he looks towards the earth, he feels that earth is just like Diana. Here he gives the reference to mythology where Diana was met by Zeus. Zeus is the god, the most powerful of all the gods, and Zeus was in love with this lady called Diana, who was a mortal being from the earth. So in order to meet Diana, Diana was actually imprisoned in a tower, and a huge tower, and there was all walls around. So Zeus, there was no door left because it was generally believed that Zeus would come to meet Diana. So his husband, Diana's husband, created a huge tower and he locked Diana there in that tower. And when Zeus comes, he could not meet her in that form, in the form of a human being. He could not just open the door and walk in. So what he did, he took the form of sun rays and entered through the window, and then took the form of gold and showered upon Diana. So that was the way in which Zeus and Diana met. So here the poet is saying that the stars are like the moonlight from the stars, and the moon is like the showering down of the Zeus, and it is showering down on the all bare earth. So earth is compared to Diana. So that is the meeting of Zeus and Diana, or of heaven and earth. And in the same way, how earth and heaven meet, in the same way the poet wants to meet the beloved. Now slides the silent meteor on and leaves the shining furrow as thy thoughts in me. So, if the stars shoot down in the form of a meteor, what will happen? It will leave a furrow in the ground. So, that would be the meeting place of the heaven and the sky, a deep penetration into the earth. So, similar to something of that. That's why earlier also I have said that it invokes a kind of erotic image. So that is the way when poet wants to express his love to the beloved, he says that in the same way we should also meet with one another. Now folds the lily all her sweetnesses up and sips into the bosom of the lake. So fold thyself, my dearest, thou, and slip into my bosom and be lost in me. So the two bodies wants to become one, the two soul wants to become one, just like the lilies, which is water lilies actually, which is blooming in the lake, and they tie up with the lake. They are slipping down into the embraces of the lake, into the bosom of the lake. In the same way, the lover wants the beloved to slip inside his embrace, and they both become one. They both come in close contact to one another and hide away in the bosom, wants to be lost in the bosom of the beloved. So that was all about the poetry. This is a love poem, as we have seen, where finally the lover finds solace in the arms of the beloved. The slumber of the night is used as an analogy for the embrace of the lovers. So that was all about this poetry, a very short and brief poem indeed, and a love poetry. So that was all for today. Let's meet in some another class, and please don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. Thank you.